Good day, Merry Meet. My name is Glennis and I am the Witch of Whitetail Hollow. I want to warmly welcome you to my channel. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. I wanted to just do a little bit of spell chat. I uploaded a road opener, and this one has been absolutely private, of course, and it's almost done. And this one will upload tomorrow. But I wanted to do a little bit of spell chat. And as soon as I uploaded the road opener, I had a few questions. And there is no right or wrong way to do a spell. Color, oil, powders, herbs, whatever resonates with you. Now, there are some things that I follow, and that's only because they work for me. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to work for you. For me, this has been an ongoing thing for many, many years, probably over a lot of you's lifetime, but it's worked for me, and it's kind of what I stick with as far as a road open is concerned. A spell like this that I can't even name. And a spell like this that will upload tomorrow, this is for someone to make a good and wise decision, but influenced by others. But now this spell is virtually done. I think you guys can see it's virtually done. And as soon as this spell is a week old, and as soon as I started this spell, well, virtually within 24 hours or so, I received feedback that someone was seeing some movement. And I mean, the only thing that I could probably say to them was, well, does this surprise you? It doesn't surprise me, because when you are manifesting a spell, when you are gathering your materials together and you're meditating and you're taking your cleansing bath and you're meditating and you start and go into ritual, always to manifest your spell, stay in a positive train of thought. Okay? And I've said it before, and I will say it again, your wordage is so incredibly important. Not only are you working your spell, but you have to speak as if the events have already happened, that this is your reality, and that's just how things are. And don't spend time, when I'm working a spell like this, over a longer period of time, and this one will be over 9 days, and this one will be ongoing as long as need be. Never think of anything other than positivity, anything opposite of what the outcome should be. Don't even let it enter your mind. So in that way, as far as meditation and having things set in your mind that this is the way they are, it will eventually, whether it's a spell like this or that, it will eventually play itself out in exactly the way that it should. And ultimately, the outcome will be the best for the people involved, whether it's yourself, excuse me, whether it's yourself or someone else. The best thing that you can do when you are doing a spell for someone else is to make sure that there's a smooth transition, which is what I've tried to do with the road opener, because you can't remove obstacles, especially if there are obstacles that are near and dear to your heart. Okay? Near and dear to your heart, and they have that empty feeling. You have to replace it with something pleasurable. And so that's what I'm going to do with this road opener, which is why it's very, very different. And I have a spirit here with me, as you could hear. Oh my goodness. But that's good, because that's one thing that of course, I want to mention to you too, don't, when you're working a spell, no matter what it is, don't be fearful. If something moves, if you see something move, if you hear something move, don't be fearful, because you are feeding into negativity. So when I'm working spells like I have been the last, gosh, many hours now, I expect something to happen. When I'm preparing for a spell, when I'm preparing to do a video for you guys, like I talked about spirit guides and I sat and I could hear spirit in the next room making noises, pops and things, I expect activity. So when I'm working spells like this, I certainly do expect activity. And meditate. Now, if you only have 5 minutes, then meditate on what either you want or what the other person wants or what the other person needs. It's, I spoke the other day about visualization, manifestation. If you're meditating and you're already painting a picture of what the reality is, then it will manifest. Okay? And again, with visualization, see it, smell it, hear it, feel it. This particular person, I'm trying not to give away too much. I'm going to replace it with things I'm taking away from their life, removing obstacles, for them to move forward, and I'm replacing it with nature, with things they enjoy in nature. Now, whether it be in a garden or on water or air or something like that. There has to be proper balance, especially if you're doing a road opener. You are absolutely removing obstacles, but let's keep everyone in balance. There has to be a yin and a yang in life. And with visualization, if you can see it in your brain, and with the powers that you have been working on for so long now, and for me it's been more years than I care to admit, it will manifest. It absolutely will manifest. But please, if you're working spells and if don't have fear, just, and I know that sounds easy to say, and this is something I've been dealing with all of my life, as far as seeing and feeling and hearing and things like that. You cannot have fear. You have to open your chakras. You have to open your heart. You have to open your mind to infinite possibilities. This person that the road opener is for, they may take the long way around, but they will eventually get there. This particular spell, like I said, there's already movement happening there, and there continues to be movement happening, and they may take a route that either you or your client or whoever it is that you're doing the spell for, they may be taking a route that you may not approve of, but it will eventually get them there to that point. So I hope this helps you guys. Now, I did have someone ask me about a road opener as far as colors and, different things like that. And again, you have to use what speaks to you. If you were doing a road opener for financial means, now I have always, and I'm so traditional, so forgive me, but I have always used orange in a road opener. For me, it works really, really well. I use dragon's blood. I use orange. I use so many different things. And if it's for yourself, then it's probably a little bit easier. If it's for financial things, you may want to use green. And I did make a suggestion as far as a rune or a sigil that you might want to use. But that's one of those things that, you have to look deep within yourself and do your own research as far as herbs and things like that that remove obstacles and open roads. And I think thyme oil would be a really, really good oil to use for your candle, for your spiritual bath, things like that, because thyme brings in money. And thyme works for me very, very well with money. And so just, throwing that out there. But if you have any other questions or anything like that, now with this particular spell, there's not a lot of commentary. It's all ritual, and I did cut the video off because I did want to, carry on with it without any of you guys being able to hear some of the other things that I said, and I rarely let each and every one of you know all of the words that I use. But I've been working with Dagda so strongly this morning. And for me, and I have worked with him many, many times, but he brings about an incredible masculine energy into your rituals, especially if you are working with men. If you are, like me, if you're Celtic in nature and you just have that identifying thing. So, and he's a very good God. He's very jovial. To me, he's very lighthearted, and he's like a grandfather sort of spirit. And so I have that comfort factor to connect with him. And I hope he's still here with me. I've had so many, many, many spirits here in the last, oh my goodness, 48 hours. I did a video the other day where a spirit came, and finally, oh my goodness, after a year of trying to connect with this spirit, showed itself in the candle that I specifically anointed for them, gosh, a year and a half or so ago. And they finally shown themselves, and it meant so much to me. I almost cried. I almost cried. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Merry part. And I hope to merry meet again. Goodbye, guys.